the pastor is the team captain or if the pastor is the team coach. What are some characteristics of a team captain? The team captain must come from the laity side. It must come from the laity side of the church, which those persons are you. You are team captains of your auxiliaries and your organizations in your church. And these are some of the characteristics in which you must possess in order to be an effective leader in your church. And one of the things is strong leadership skills. If those leadership skills are not in place, you're going to have some challenges that are going to occur in your church. Let's take a look at some of the other spiritual characteristics as we find them in the Bible. In the Bible, it talks about, and you can't see them, but they talk about love, joy, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness. All of these things are required in terms of spiritual. Because what we have to understand is it's not about us. It's about the building of the kingdom. Right. And the question is, when things are not done as they should be done in your church, the question is, who's going to put their hands over God's eyes as to why you are not able to do your job? You know, who's going to do that? So therefore, we have to zero in on some of these spiritual gifts, same as the fruit of the Spirit as we know about them. Then we talk about the pastor is the coach. The reason why the pastor is the coach is because he or she calls all the plays. Would you be okay with me if I just sometimes say he, because I have a tendency to forget to say he or she, and I know the pastor is supposed to be neutral gender. In other words, it could be either he or she, but if I say he, would you be all right with me? Or would you excuse me, because sometimes I forget. I appreciate it. Because if I were to call Connie Elaine Jenkins, she'll get upset with me and say, oh no, it's Connie Elaine Jenkins pie. And then I'll know that, see. And I don't want to have to be called on the carpet about it. But see, the pastor is the coach. The pastor is the coach. Why is the pastor a coach? Because he's the only member of the annual conference. And he cannot be the captain and the what? Coach. Because the pastor has some very distinct responsibilities. And that is to what? Direct the team. In other words, he allowed that team to move in the direction in which it is often called the vision that he has set forth for that particular church. God gives him the vision, and we as the laity are the ones who pull that vision together. And it may come in pieces. If you know, we have a mission in AME Church, but the mission is broken down into so many pieces. But when it comes to the lay organization, our piece of the puzzle is training. If I were to stop and ask you a question today, and let's see how this works. What is it? And Donald and I had this discussion, so Donald, don't say anything. But what is it that the lay organization does better than any organization in the 11th Episcopal District? Anybody want to guess?
What is that?
What is it that we do better than any organization in the entire 11th Episcopal District?
Teach.
Huh? Teach, train. And you're absolutely right. That's what our focus should be. Our focus should be training, training, training. Because from the training, and underneath the umbrellas of training comes the workshops, comes the teaching aspects, whether it's one-on-one, in terms of mentoring, whether it is a group setting as you see it today. But the bottom line, the responsibility of the lay organization is training. Now, we don't go out and feed the hungry, clothe the naked. It's good, but that's the missionary's job. We don't need to take their job away from them. Our job is to work and concentrate on the training of members in this church to be effective and efficient members of this AME church. They are to select and approve the team captains. That's what pastors do. They select and approve the team captains. Now, how do they do that? What do they do? How do the stewards come about? They're what? They're nominated and then confirmed by the what? How does the trustees come about?
Elected.
Whose responsibility is it? The pastor's responsibility. The coach's responsibility. And once the coach selects the team members or the team captains, which are the stewards, your trustees. Now the team captains are able to function, but only under the directions of the pastor.